Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 1. We're here with race 15 on a raceway, another returning track from the pre-season, and another creation by our very own Boer, who is currently in our chat on their phone, but currently at work so they won't be able to chat much. Also see Zor in the chat as well, so welcome both of you. So I've seen this track before. There is a change, so I've moved, just like with a couple of the previous tracks, moved the starting line down to the bottom and added an extra tile, so we've got 2 places. Now it's very close to the ladder. I did do a test, so it doesn't seem to cause too many problems, so I'm hoping it'll all go smoothly with the race. But these are changes that may have to happen for these tracks if we want to see them returning in the future seasons. Now this one was a tricky one because of how little space there was down here to actually fit both of these tiles. So I had to do a bit of tweaking work with the length of this back tile, so it looks a bit funky here, but it does still run smoothly. So no worries there. So let's get our racers in and we'll view the grid formation. You can see where everyone is starting. And we have no new racers joining us this time. So let's just get on with this race. It'll be 12 laps. The lights count down here. And it is green as they pile in towards the ladder. So it'll be a bit of a group up here to start with. It does mean a lot of people end up side by side, so there'll be quite a good race coming off this ladder. So you can see the leaderboard queuing crazy at the moment. I'm trying to work out the positions, so speed things up as this is a fairly tall ladder here. So I think we've got 4 people racing for the top spot at the top here. We do, it's going to be Side Effects, Cheese, Muffin and Carol going off into the first corner. Side Effects taking the lead, getting the inside line, Cheese taking second. Carol making the pass on Muffin, Mini coming down here to try and gain and get into the top 5. No, top 4, sorry, they are in the top 5. Trying to cut around the outside, but it's not going to make it work. So we now go down into this sort of dirty sandy area here. You got to try and keep off the walls, get a smooth run. There is a chance if you go down here too hard you can overshoot the wall. So Westport with a bad bounce there is going to lose a lot of positions. So everyone else is coming down. Wood getting pushed out a bit. So quite a few people carrying speed down there, but no one going off from it. As you go back to the ladder here, there's like Carol, Side Effects and Cheese going to be side by side for that top spot. Then we've got Shax, Baz and Muffin just behind. We're saying that one fell off. They did. Good spot because I missed that. Very good at missing things when I'm watching the race. So yes, we've lost Alice down here. I'm not sure if they must have gone off on this corner, potentially being forced up onto the curb there and over. But that is Alice out for our first DNF of the day. So a good spot by Boer in the chat there. There's Carol, Side Effects and Cheese making their way down to the first corner. Looks like Carol will hold the lead here. Just behind we have Shax, closely followed by Baz. Baz with a bad rebound there, Muffin as well. Shady's going to sneak through and take 2 positions there. Baz dropping quite a few spots. Westport also coming through to take a position as well. So we now go down to the front runners coming underneath. Side Effects with a bad bounce. Cheese going down the inside line. Side Effects losing a lot of pace. Imagine to block Shaq's out, but Cheese is going to take that second spot. So we see Baz losing more positions there. So run down to the ladder. Carol's going to get a rebound. So, oh, Cheese not quite making it on though. So Cheese will get onto the second one. Zor jumping on as well. Side effects and Zor will be side by side there. Don't think we're losing anyone else this lap. Stormy all the way at the back with Mario Hunter and T-Dub. Now coming up to the ladder. All three of them are going to bounce off and remain at the back of the pack. So as we look at the positions on the ladder here, Carol trying to make a breakaway in the lead, currently with the fastest lap as well. Now dropping off onto the inside lane. Then we'll have Cheese, Zor and Side Effects racing side by side here. Into that first corner, Cheese getting knocked back. Zor's going to take first, but Side Effects is coming back for that position. Some contact as they battle for that second place. Very tight between these three here. Looks like Zor's trying to break away from the pack, but Side Effects won't let them. Staying very close together here. A tight race. So everyone, well, all three of them going very clean through that section, not hitting the wall. Zor making a bit of a breakaway. While Side Effects and Cheese are fighting here. Cheese going for the overtake. Going up into third. Starting to separate out, but what will happen at the ladder? Carol's been delayed and Zor's going to jump on alongside Carol for the fight for first place. Side Effects and Cheese side by side. Westport, Mini, Muffin jumping on there as well. Then Shady, Skyline and James. As everyone else is starting to pile up here. We'll watch everyone join the ladder. So a strong lap by Zor there, now competing for that #1 spot. So at the top of the ladder here, I think Carol is going to have the better line into this first corner. They do, but Zor is still close behind. Bad bounce there is going to slow them down a bit. Cheese getting bounced backwards, so Side Effects going to make a breakaway. Pork getting past Cheese, so is Mini. So Cheese losing a couple of places there. While Zor going for the overtake on Carol here is going to make it work. Heading down into this sort of sandy area. I think it's meant to be sand. Carol with some bad bounces means that Zor is going to make a breakaway. Carol getting held up big time there. Side Effects is going to come through with a little nudge. So Zor breakaway into first. Absolutely flying away. Heading down to the ladder here. Can they get straight on? I don't think they will. There's a bounce. But they are on, holding the top spot onto the ladder. Shady now here. Carol hopping on. Sorry, not Shady. Side Effects here. Carol hopping on, taking that second place back from Side Effects. Side Effects and Westport will be side by side. Just saw Skyline hop on there next to Shady, Cheese and Mini. Boy saying sand is correct. That's the texture that came the closest. Yeah, I thought it was. I have seen the real version of this track just so I could check. So Mario having some trouble getting on the ladder there. Wood rebounding is not going to join Mario on that level. T-Dub flying on, giving Stormy a push. And that looks like it. I think we still only have one DNF currently. So Zor now at the top spot on lap 5. Taking the inside line down here. Westport going down the inside of side effects. Makes it work. Shady in front of Skyline, Cheese and Mini. Then we have James, Ryder, Dazza, Muffin and Jake fighting here. Although Mini losing a couple of spots there. Shax, Buddo, Nick, Baz, Stanky all getting passed by Logan and Dom. So Zor with a clean run down there. Carol with a bit of a bad bounce. In second, Side Effects has dropped a bit, but will take a position back from Westport here. Then Shady gaining. Got Skyline and Cheese having a battle of their own. Trying to gain on Shady and Westport. Good run there by both of them. Will allow them to gain some time. Skyline getting past Shady, but how will they get onto the ladder here? All of them getting on side by side. So it will be a fight for the third position spot as we are now halfway through the race. So everyone now piling onto the ladder. And making their way up to the top. So Zor's going to be taking the outside line here, which is the slower route because you do bounce off this curb. When you're on your own, it's not as bad. Carol taking the inside line, so Zor is making a bit of a breakaway. The battle here, Cheese at the back, but it's going to move through two positions from Shady and Skyline. Side Effects taking third. Oh, Cheese getting bounced backwards by Westport, so is Skyline, so they're going to have some trouble with each other. Dazza with a bad contact with Skyline. So Cheese dropping a few spots there, is now down to 8th as we see Zor coming down the straight, very clean through there. Carol also with a clean run through the sand, but bad contact with the wall meant they got stuck, so Shady's going to come through, look for a pass, but won't make it work, just colliding with the back of Carol there. As we see Ryder going off in the background. Ryder is off on that bend. So that is our second DNF of the race. Got a bit of a battle going on here. Coming down to the ladder. So Dom, James, Muffin and Logan will be side by side. Buddo not quite making it on. We'll have to be on the next one with Baz, Stanky and Space Egg. So Zor still holding the lead. Carol still with the fastest lap is in second. Side Effects in third on the ladder. Boer in the chat saying they're not doing well on their own track. Unfortunately not. You are all the way down here, so a lot of work to do if you're looking to get up into the top 20 and secure some points. So Zor is on the move, Carol on the move as well. Side Effects dropped off. Let's see what happens in this battle here for 4th. So Skyline trying to go around the outside, but Westport's going to hold them off. Cheese with a better bounce this lap will take a spot from Shady. Dazza trying to make a pass but won't make it work. Shady trying to get back past Cheese. Jake with some trouble. Cheese will gain that position. Heading down to the sand. Westport's having some trouble there, so Cheese is going to fly through. So Cheese moving up a few spots there. So good lap by Cheese. Moves them up to 4th. Gaining 4 positions that lap. But back at the ladder, Zor making a bit of a breakaway. Carol still second, Side Effects still third. Cheese has now got onto the ladder on their own for 4th, so that'll be a good run into the next lap. Then we have Jake, Westport and Shady fighting for position. So everyone's starting to separate out here. There's a massive gap down towards these back runners. So Buddo currently in 20th here in the final point spot. So this will be the race to stay in the points. So they've all been released from the top here. Up at the front, they're starting to separate out a bit. But they're still close enough to each other that there could be some position changes. First place is not out of reach yet. So Zor with a very good run there. Side effects go look at taking the inside route down here. Doesn't work with a collision on the edge there. So Cheese is going to come through and take third. But Cheese making their way up into the top 3 now. But Side effects taking that position back. Jake also looking to try and get involved while these two are fighting for position. Side effects making a bit of a breakaway. Jake going down the inside will take that spot from Cheese. Shady now looking to do the same. They do. Baz attempting the same as they go up to the ladder. Jake will get on, Shady will get on, Cheese will not this time around. So Cheese is now side by side with Dom, Westport, Baz and Minnie. And Carol has caught up with Zor, so it's going to be a battle for that top spot between them two. Side effects in third on their own. Budo moving up a couple of places, so Muffin now just in the points. Barto dropping out of the points. Barto and Shax will be fighting to try and get into the points here. So Zor and Carol. Zor taking the inside line here. That is the better line to take. Good run around the outside of the next corner. Keeping it steady. Carol is close behind. So in the background we can see the others coming around. Looks like Dom is going to lead that pack, followed by Westport, Cheese, Baz, then Minnie. So we can also see the back runners in the background still just coming down to the ladder, so they are quite far behind. So Carol is going to clip the wall there, so is Zor. So not as smooth down that sandy bit. Could lose them a bit of time. Side effects coming down with a bit of pace. Jake seems to be having some contact with the wall while the battle is getting closer and closer. Zor carrying more speed down here. Makes the pass on Carol. Comes back across, collides with them, so Carol will keep hold of that first spot as they go up to the ladder and actually joining the back runners here. So the back runners could cause some trouble for these two at the front as they've joined the ladder side by side. Side effects not quite making it on with them. We'll have to wait for the next section. So we have Jake on Shady with some bad bounces there. It's going to be alongside Baz and Dom. They have Westport and Minnie, Logan and Dazza, Skyline and Cheese. Cheese is dropping positions now down to 10th. Barto just outside of the points still, so is Shax. But Shax is alongside Spacek, who actually passed in the points and couldn't quite get on. So Muffin gaining some spots there. So with everyone so spread out, the front runners are already on the move again. Side effects actually got past Zor as well. So Side effects now in the battle, looking to try and get up to first in the late section of this race. So Zor and Side effects battling side by side means Jake also looking to try and get up into the top 3. Zor getting slowed down there is going to slow Side effects down. So Jake is now very close behind these two. So Creeper Carol now coming up on the back runners. This could cause some trouble. This could actually slow them down a bit. If they make it onto the ladder alongside just in time, then Side effects Zor and Jake side by side on the ladder. As we're on lap 11, Shady and Baz, Dom, Westport and Dazza. Then Minnie and Skyline. Logan just missing out there. Quack trying to go on with James, fails and actually loses a spot to Stanky. So Quack will be with Budo, and then Nick coming through. Muffin onto the ladder. And then Spacek and Shax in the top 20. Barto still trying to gain a spot and get into the points. So we have our back runners here. And looks like T-Dub, Wood and Stormy currently at the back of the pack. So Carroll will be side by side with Just in Time here. Can they make a clean pass from this back runner? No, that slowed them down a bit. This will allow side effects Zor and Jake to gain on Carroll. These back runners will cause some trouble for the people up at the front. It will actually allow some of the people running further back to gain some time. So side effects just behind Carroll here, then Jake, Zor getting passed by Baz. Zor is dropping positions in the second half of this race. So Just in Time having some trouble, meaning Carroll... Oh, Cheese has gone off. Cheese has bounced up into the sand and is out of the race. A very unfortunate end to Cheese's race. So they were doing quite well in the points, and now it is all over for them. Season 1 has not been kind to Cheese. So back up at the front here. Carroll with a bit of a bounce means side effects will be alongside them. Is that Jake actually getting on in front? So Jake's actually got on in front of Carroll here. Jake taking the fastest lap as well. So going on to the final lap here, Jake, alongside the back runners, is now in first. Carroll second alongside side effects. Then we have Baz, Shady and Westport side by side. And Cheese losing it just towards the end of this race. So let's see what's going to happen here with Jake. Now they could end up getting held up here, as they are surrounded by back runners. It's Carroll making a break for second, and they do, but Just in Time saving them. Carroll getting a good bounce off Just in Time. Their side effects behind them. Westport with a bad bounce means Shady's going to come through and take that spot. Zor dropping a few positions still here, trying to hold out in front of Skyline and Dom. Minnie's going to get past Dazza. Further down we see Jake heading through the sand, going the outside line. A good line through there. Creeper, Carroll having some problems. Side effects are going to come through. Baz is going to come through. Shady coming through, and Westport coming through. Carroll dropping positions there in this final lap with a bad run through the sand. Jake coming down to the finish line now. So Jake taking first. Now this could block up some people here. Baz getting a rebound, meaning side effects actually ends up coming second. Baz third. Shady fourth. Westport fifth. Carroll 6th, Dazza 7th, Zor 8th, Dom 9th, Skyline 10th, Minnie 11th, Logan 12th, James 13th. So Baz actually dropped a position there because of a rebound. So he had one racer sat on the line, which actually blocked Baz from coming straight across the line, means side effects could sneak in and take that second place. Then we have Buddo 14th, Quack 15th, Stanky 16th, Nick 17th. Muffin 18th. Space Egg a bit further back in 19th. Barto not looking like they're going to be able to make it up into the points. Space Egg now comes down to take that 19th spot. And Shax to take that final point position in 20th. Then a big gap back to Barto, and even bigger gap back to the back runners here. They're only just at the top of the ladder. So that is our top 20 in the points secured. So while everyone else is finishing up, we will spectate our winner of today's race, Jake. Also with the fastest lap will gain them an extra point. So good race by Jake there at the end. Carroll dropping positions on that last lap. Zor also losing a few positions on those final laps. Okay, so the results are in. Boy are saying they got lapped. Sad times. So Jake with the fastest lap, taking first. So we look further down here. Barto just outside of the points. Boer down in 33rd. And we had 3 DNFs. Cheese, Ryder and Alice not finishing this race. So here are the standings after that race. Jake holding that top point, but Stanky looking to take it away, very close behind. So Stanky previously actually being in the top spot by quite a good lead actually, but Jake coming through, jumping up from 3rd. Is going to take that top spot away, but only just. Akane now in 3rd, Stormy in 4th with 117. Crimson, Carol and Demon tied for 5th with 116. Then we have Shady with 110, just in time with 106, and School of Thugs with 105 to make up the top 10. So then we have Minnie, TJ, Diamond Swords, Side Effects, Cutsy, Logan, Andrew, Wood, Space Comet, Pesky Bird, Shax, Space Egg, Boer, Muffin and T-Dub making up the top 25. So Boer saying still top 25. Yep, just holding on in 23rd, tied with Muffin. But hanging on in there. Still a chance to get up into the top 10, top 3, maybe even that top spot. As we are about 3/4 of the way through the season, there's still a good few races to go. 7 races actually, quick count there. 7 races to go, one of which will be later today in about 11.5 hours. So there is that to look forward to on Sus Race, which we did a showcase on not too long ago. But that is it for this race and this stream. So if you're watching on Twitch, make sure to head over to the YouTube channel, go subscribe over there, drop a like on any of the videos you enjoyed. That really helps support me and support the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, head over to Twitch, drop a follow. You can join in with the live chat, watch the races live, and be one of our competitors. And join the Discord, link will be in the description below. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Change, remembering all of those now.